Hello, my star seeds, and welcome back to the channel. I can sense the purification of your soul just by arriving here at this video. The universe has brought you here for a reason, and perhaps it wants you to learn from the greatest guru ever. I need to start by saying welcome to all the newcomers. Namaste to my friends. And if you're new to the channel, you can be assured that I'm a true guru by the fact that I'm sitting here in a room wearing a white, authentic Japanese robe. You can see this? See? It's got character on the back. And I respect other cultures. And I've done some research in college on a couple topics relating to Buddhism and to spirituality, and therefore I'm an expert on all these things. However, it all came to a head when I read my horoscope and I did my star charts. My life changed forever. I realized that I can do this for everyone else too. I can tell other people how to live their life, and I couldn't believe it. They wanted to listen. So I began dictating what other people's lives should be about, based on some preconceived notions that I developed. But I'm getting ahead of myself already. As you can see, I have also long blonde hair. Used to be blonde, but as you become more spiritual, it darkens. And a beard. And the white shows my wisdom, shows that I know what I'm talking about. But maybe I'm being a little bit arrogant here. I'm not trying to be. It's just very difficult when you can see things that other people can't see. And I see all the truths around us. I understand the meaning of the universe. God has spoken to me personally and wants me to relay this message to you. That if you want to get to your full potential and become your full spiritual self and discover who you are, for a limited time, I'm reducing my course from $1,500 to only $750 per person. But that's only for the next 24 hours. Sign up at www.imasucker.com and you will be the first. When I pick up this crystal, it usually relays to people that I'm serious business and I know what I'm talking about. This particular crystal was given to me by Bashar. Now, you may know a fellow on the internet, Daryl something rather, and he claims to be channeler of Bashar. Bashar is from the Pleiadian cluster. He's an alien entity. Bashar met with me personally. I wanted to have a discussion about these topics, and he gave me the original Superman cluster. And it has a removable crystal right here. And when I plug it into my special device over here, I can heal any wound, I can heal any cancer, and the link is in the description. You can also visit me on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, and every single other, social media site, because I have to spread this knowledge as far as I can to as many people as I can, because I want people to be able to heal themselves. And it's not very expensive to do. You don't have to pay for some ridiculous treatment or some modern day psychiatrist. If you're willing to pay for the right crystal, your life will be changed forever. Now let's have a moment of meditation for all those who are unspiritual. That's about as far as I can fucking go. I'll be honest, these guys, these charlatans really piss me off. To some extent that if somebody looks convincing, they play the part, people are willing to believe anything they hear. And even though that was a joke, that I was just putting on a part. And by the way, that was just all ad hoc. I ad hominem, I guess. No, not ad hominem. Sorry. What's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart. Anyway, it was all spontaneous, and I generally come up with these things on the spot. And when I make a video, But to do a comedy sketch, obviously, it takes a little more work. I'm not trying to make people laugh. I'm trying to make people think and realize that these guys really exist and act this way. It's insane. Not insane that people really have delusions of grandeur, believe that they can read horoscopes, believe that they know the truth about you and everyone else that they've never met, but they continue to promote this shit as actual, some sort of a scientific alternative, even though they use scientific quotes like quantum healing, you name it. I've been following this one particular guy. I can't help it. I'm his personal troll, if you will. His name is Tom Palladino, and he claims that he can heal any, ailment. You can get rid of HIV and herpes, all these different ailments, through you sending him a photograph in the mail. He puts it in this scalar machine, and it sends out some sort of, who knows, rife waves or something. Everybody's got a theory about, what's healing and what's not. But this is supposed to heal you remotely, no matter where you're at. Could something like this exist? Sure, of course. Quantum non-locality or, quantum entanglement, rather, having, these things are possible theoretically. But to think one guy in his garage has discovered the secret is just ludicrous. And he's been on YouTube selling this shit for like years. And ever since I saw his, one of his videos, I've been asking, I personally emailed him back and forth. I should have done even a video about it or a whole, even documentary about this shit, because it's just so ridiculous what people are willing to believe that others know based on them looking like a guru or acting like a guru. People are charming, okay? They're convincing. It's easy for people to talk others into doing stupid shit. Just look at all the young men who go to war. So, that's maybe not the best comparison, but it's pretty damn good when you really think about it. Convincing them that it's a good thing, that it's going to help others. And I feel like it's the same thing with the spiritual community, almost like you are seeking out the most vulnerable people in society and telling them, if you sign up for this $1,000 course, which is just a cassette tape, right? With some bullshit, you can do it, go get 'em speech. That's pretty much where we're at. These self-help gurus have been going on for decades. Is it helping society? No, it's just digging us further in. Look, I've been through much of this because I've read many of these books. I enjoy reading gurus. Ram Dass is one of my favorite dudes. And there's a few different philosophers, modern day philosophers, but most of them have died, that I respect and revere. But they're the non-pretentious ones. They are more Zen related. I'm more the Alan Watts kind of guy where Zen Buddhism is basically teach yourself. He wasn't selling anybody some ridiculous priced courses. There's nothing wrong with the person making money off of doing what they do. You go have speeches, you're a philosopher, or you claim to have some spiritual connection, and people are willing to pay to see you speak. That's one thing. Charging them ridiculous amounts to be in some, higher up club in the spiritual community is complete bullshit, and it's fraud. Pure and simple. There is not one guru out there who's selling $1,000 courses on how to be enlightened that is honest. None of them. The ultimate one is Deepak Chopra. He is one of the biggest pieces of shit on this planet. And it's funny I say it that way because there are so many people who think he's probably one of the greatest heroes on this planet. He's not. He's garbage. He's a garbage human being. He's lying to make money. He's wearing fancy Rolexes and suits. He wants to look the part. He's not modest. He's not casual. He knows nothing about true spirituality. He's in it for the money. He's written something like 50 books and he has debated like scientists on stage and made a complete fucking fool of himself. Yet people still buy into it. Am I trying to change anyone's mind here who's already believing these guys? No, not at all. Do I think that it's worth talking about? Yes. Because most of the discussions about gurus online is usually financial gurus and life coaches, which have basically taken the same thing and applied it. Now, I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone who considers themselves a life coach, because I've actually talked to some very cool people who are life coaches, but I really think it's a stupid thing. You want to give people advice, give them advice. But, charging, and depending on what you're charging, you're basically playing psychiatrist there. People are hard to understand. I don't even understand my fucking self. So when I see these young people in their 20s being life coaches, I call bullshit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You need to grow up into the real world and see that the future is going to hold a lot more complications than you think you know about now. But there I go dismissing people. There are some young people who are very wise, and I'm not saying all young people can't help others, but there's kind of an arrogance that goes along with having the internet as a way to, assume that you can teach people what's best. And with the age of the influencer, it's brought on kind of a resurgence of the age of the guru, or the fake guru, if you will. And now you've got these guys popping up all over the place. If you're dressed like this, with the fucking bun on your head as a guy doing yoga poses, barf. That kind of shit is just so cliche. It's like all the hipsters, how they all look the same now. And they all wear masks. This side note, but I've noticed that all hipsters wear like face masks. It's become an item with the outfit. If you got tight jeans that are rolled up, I don't know, just an observation. And it sounds petty, and it probably is. But you know what? I'm a human being. I look at things funny. I can't help but poke fun at society, and I can't help but poke fun at people who take themselves too seriously, and especially these wannabe yoga gurus. Capoeira. What was that guy's? Oh, I think it was a King of the Hill, or was it Simpsons? No, it was Simpsons. Did an episode about that, but kind of idolized this version of a dude who, thinks he's going to be able to teach other people how to be enlightened, but is totally vain and clueless himself. Sounds negative. Maybe I've been making some negative videos lately in a way, but it's just how I'm feeling, Might as well just express it. Anyway, don't fall for the bullshit. Nobody can teach you how to be spiritual. Nobody can teach you how to find your own truth. Read books, read articles, read science journals, read the Bible, read anything you want. Read it all and process this shit. Ferment it in your dome, in your noggin, and eventually you will come to some conclusions that you may have not known you already realized. That's all I got for today. Check out my 15-minute free thinking podcast. Check out my Patreon if you want to donate. And check out my other channel, Carpo Craft for Carpentry. And that's all I got. Oh, and here, this one's for you. This will take you to Superman's cavern, and you'll be able to get some free shit.